Prince of Persia 2026 is absolutely insane. We've been waiting for this for 5 years, maybe even longer, and we finally have it. We survived Odyssey, we survived Shadows. What's next? Well, it turns out 2026 is going to be the year of Ubisoft. Personally, I was genuinely in shock, but all the news has been overwhelmingly positive. I think you can feel the excitement and anticipation around it all. It seems like Ubisoft is going all in this year, with Tencent's money once again saving the day. Prince of Persia is happening. The game was supposed to be shown last month and the presentation was ready, but everything was derailed by a leak of the game online. The developers were simply afraid of a negative reaction. Developers are now slowly returning to the offices after the holidays. There might be a 2-week delay, but that's the absolute maximum, as the game needs to be released before the end of the financial year, which is the end of March. Honestly, I don't need incredible gameplay or a masterpiece. Just bring the prince back home. We will accept him any way he is. Can you believe it's been 16 years since the last major full-fledged game in the series? People have families, kids, and some are even grandparents now, but still no GTA 6 or a new Prince of Persia. Interestingly, the creator of Prince of Persia, Jordan Mechner, also seems a bit agitated. He recently posted that he would happily show what the game is like, but he is prevented by an NDA. However, the game itself is fine and complete, and the leaks are from a 2-year-old version, which is why they look so grim. The current version looks much better. We'll return to the sphere of showing the game later. This year will also bring a new Splinter Cell, a new Far Cry, and a billion other games. It's shaping up to be a second 2020, where, if you remember, Ubisoft was dropping a new game almost every month. Watch Dogs, Immortals, and so on. This is due to 2 main factors. First, another major development cycle has concluded, meaning many projects started 5 to 6 years ago are now ready for release. Second, this year marks Ubisoft's 40th anniversary, so they, along with the new studio working on Assassin's Creed, will be making many announcements and new game drops. Tom Henderson has already reviewed all these announcements, and the guy is simply ecstatic. A level of excitement I haven't seen from him in a long time. I know Ubisoft is getting a lot of negative attention right now, but this list of games is simply phenomenal. And of course, there will be several Assassin's Creed titles among them. The Black Flag remake is expected this year, also before the end of March. There is no official announcement yet, which everyone finds extremely strange, especially the testers who have seen the game. It's almost comical how often the game surfaces. 1 week it gets an age rating, the next its name is found in Ubisoft Connect files, and then developers start posting about working on it. Black Flag is greatly loved by both fans and casual gamers. However, my personal theory, which I've already stated, is that they are simply afraid of the reaction. Henderson himself confirms that things are always changing at Ubisoft. For example, he saw a poster for the new Prince with a January 16th date, just a couple of days away. Do you really think they'd release it that soon? I highly doubt it. So, yes, the game exists, but they won't show it until Ubisoft is 100% sure they are ready, and the feedback will be positive. This greatly disappoints and even annoys me. I want to see it. Henderson is practically rubbing salt in the wound, as he saw the gameplay but didn't share it. I now wonder how close we really are. As far as the gameplay goes, everything seems fine, and there are no real strong reasons not to show it. However, every Ubisoft announcement now feels like a trial by jury. People will do frame-by-frame comparisons with the original, actively look for downgrade moments, create memes, and the outcry will be all about how things used to be better. Here's where I promise to be a bit more positive, so you shouldn't expect harsh, preemptive hatred, because I've realized there is no point to it. If the remake is bad, we'll say so and criticize it. If it's good, we'll play and enjoy it. I don't want to get ready for the worst and build up anger in advance, especially since I'm genuinely looking forward to the remake and the new installment. Lately, Ubisoft has been receiving more praise than usual. When I see people making an effort, I want to give them credit. The internet has become so toxic that developers are afraid to announce games because every announcement is a parade of humiliation. Am I right? Yes, I am, and I won't deny it. Now let's get to the most anticipated title, Assassin's Creed Hex, the next game from Ubisoft Montreal. Henderson has shared some details, Mentioning it will be a fairly linear game, which I find very triggering. However, to me, this sounds like nonsense because it's impossible. Hexy has been in development for over 5 years by the gigantic Montreal team, the same team that previously made Valhalla, the most massive game in the series. Valhalla is even bigger than Shadows, a ridiculously huge game with 1 billion quests and storylines, where you could easily spend over 200 hours. And after such a game, are Ubisoft Montreal really going to say, let's make a short linear contained game in 6 years? Judging by LinkedIn profiles, the game is being made by veterans like Daniel Tamley, who has been working on Assassin's Creed for over 10 years and develops the world design, and he typically works on large games. Next to him are people who will add a deep trade system and world balance in terms of money and similar mechanics. They have gathered the entire old guard, artists and designers who have been making Assassin's Creed for 15 to 20 years. The game will feature deep mechanics for everything, including character progression and the open world. Such features would be pointless for a linear game meant to be played over a couple of evenings, which is what the insider's words suggest. I believe Ubisoft is intentionally positioning the game this way because of the current trend toward, let's say, less massive games. Therefore, if you combine what Tom Henderson said with the caliber of people making the game, more linear likely means the game won't have 150 hours of content. The map won't be the size of the states, and it won't have outposts and chests every 50 meters. At the same time, this doesn't mean the game won't be big. It most likely means that, unlike in Valhalla, you won't be able to choose which regions to complete the story in, which often hindered the plot's development. Hexy will have a strict order of regions and chapters. It's even probable that the entire open world won't be immediately accessible. But this will bring back the pacing of the first installments, a so-called temporal direction that was present in Ezio's story, for example. You would get an interesting plot with character arcs and a journey from one city to another, something that was virtually non-existent in Valhalla.